this is Maria from GoalieTrainingPro.com. I'm here with Brian Sipotz of HockeyStrengthAndConditioning.com and Advantage Strength if you're in the Ann Arbor, Michigan area. But yesterday Brian did an amazing lecture and then a practical. It was super cool. I think I've posted some videos on Instagram of the games, but it was all about games that kind of improve skill and how to make the game so that they're challenging to the limit but not exceeding your abilities. And the sequence that kind of really caught my eye was sort of a hand-eye sequence that I think the goalies would just love. Do you want to kind of walk us through what that progression was?
Sure. I think the one that Maria's talking about is all you need is a simple broomstick, or if you're at the beauty of this is that if you're at the rink and you're and all you have is hallway space, it still works at the rink. All you need is a hockey stick or a broomstick. You just stand it up on end, and you and a partner are going to work together. Just to start with, the beginning progression is you're just going to hold the stick and tip it to one side. Partner's just going to reach out and grab it. And so just nice and easy, getting people worked in there. You can also do some cross-body reaching, which is different in the brain. So if the stick is falling this way, I've got to reach across and grab versus just the simple grab with my left hand. So all of that visual training is key too. Then what we can do with that is, set the goal as the stick has to stay directly in between you and your partner. So if Maria and I are working together, the stick is going to be directly in between us. We're trying to keep our belly buttons pointing at each other. And so if you're holding the stick, you can move, and when I move one direction, Maria has to move the opposite direction. So now we're adding movement to that same drill.
And then at some point somebody lets go.
Yeah, exactly.
The one guy lets go and you got to grab it.
Exactly. So you're just tipping a stick down to the side. As a partner, as a person holding the stick, my job is to challenge my partner within the limits of their abilities, or just above their abilities is really kind of the sweet spot. So then obviously they've got the stick, they can dictate which direction we're moving. So for goalies, we're looking at lateral movement. We're looking at, so like let's say a shot comes in, deflects up, right? So you're moving one way, you've got to get back and recover the other way. So it's really a pretty rich environment, and most of all, I think most importantly, it's fun.
Yeah.
And it's training, but it's seen as a break by the participants.
Yeah, like even yesterday once you added that little read and react, then the volume comes up and everybody's laughing and having a good time. Can you go through the one, you did one as well with the ball, passing and catching the ball. Can you walk us through that? Because that was really good too.
Sure, similar hand-eye coordination game, and for 8, 10, 12-year-olds, it's a simple bounce and catch, or a simple just a toss to your partner, tossing crossbody, catching crossbody. It's really just a game of catch with a purpose, and it's fun. That one may be, and yesterday we talked a lot about, matching the challenge to the skill of the athlete. So the simple toss and catch for some may be a little bit simple, so we can take it up a notch from there. So what we did yesterday was we had partners turn back to back, so like this, and I toss a ball up overhead. Partner has to catch, read and react. And we'll put, you can put different rules on that too in order to make it a little bit more challenging. But really what you have is, obviously goalies are not seeing a shot come from down below too often. I think personally, and I don't have evidence to back this up, I think that that's really valuable for visual field.
Yeah.
So while it's not like a shot coming toward you, being aware of what's up here, I think can improve the visual field and its reaction time just catching the ball. So it's tons of fun, and I think people who watch it think it might be easy, but it's pretty tough to do.
Yeah, it was pretty tough for sure. I wanted to ask you one more question, because you played the game at the professional level, and you also played other sports. Again, and I'm asking everybody about year-round participation in hockey, because it just seems like it's getting more and more.
I think when you ask professionals, like when you ask people who are in our profession, the overwhelming response is we should be playing other sports. And I think, I can't exactly reference the article, but it was one of the U.S. national team women in soccer who, after they won the World Championship or the World Cup, they were talking to her about how she played multiple sports all the way through high school. And when you play other team sports, the principles are still the same in the sport. So I guess when you're standing in net and you see hockey moving around in front of you, you develop a certain amount of instinct. When you're a defender in soccer, you see the game moving around in front of you and you develop a certain amount of instinct. When you see the game moving in front of you in basketball and you're defending, you gain a certain amount of instinct. So it's more than just skill development. You know, you're taking a break from skill development, sure, but you're gaining so much more knowledge about the game and how offense moves and how defense should play. You know, there's just too many variables there that you're missing out on. And to go back to that article, she said, I can learn a give and go just as well in basketball as I can in soccer. So, you know, I think it was definitely a massive part of my development. I played 3 sports all the way through the end of high school, and then went and played college hockey, where I feel like my athleticism took a nosedive in general. I was really strong and better at hockey, but overall athleticism not as great. That's probably the right time to specialize. Especially in hockey, is that 15, 16, 17-year-old age.
Yeah. That's awesome. Thanks so much, Brian. Brian Sipotz, hockeystrengthandconditioning.com is the website where, if you're a hockey strength and conditioning coach, this is where all the resources are laid out. So check that out. Thanks, Brian.